Hello Trailblazers, let's continue with our recap of Planarcadia. The natives agree to head to Graphia Academy, however, per request a private audience with Himiko, so Welt ends up heading alone to meet March 7th and the Trailblazer. March 7th and the Trailblazer arrive at the school a little time later and find things immediately amiss. The school principal calls for a meeting with them as their transfer papers have been completed. Unsure what that means as they haven't transferred to the school, the two head to the main office building to discover their guide from earlier, Scott, is acting rather strange. Welt appears, who also seems to be acting a little bit strange, and introduces them to the school dean, who obviously turns out to be none other than Sparksy. Clearly something strange is going on, but before anyone is able to ask any questions or find out anything, Sparksy seems to use an ability that is very similar to Sunday's tuning and creates a warped reality, one of which the Trailblazer and March are apparently now students. The Trailblazer seems mostly unaffected, but March 7th is definitely in deep. Sparksy immediately begins her search for Dolly, enlisting the entire school. Meanwhile, March 7th reveals a picture of the class. Within it, we see the teacher we are looking for, Dolly, but also a rather unique, nameless pink-haired figure. Eventually, we are able to clear March's head and begin looking for Dolly. Just as we are about to find her, however, we come across her and she's already speaking to a version of us and giving them the mask. The version turns out to be Sparksy, and immediately she adorns the mask. It transforms into her version of a mask of elation and secures her spot as the first contestant in the Phantasmoon Games. Left to our own devices, we immediately begin to explore the school to save our friends, and we come across a rather familiar looking poster. It contains the same girl that was in the picture that March 7th has. A voice beckons us from within the poster, and as we draw closer, she emerges and pulls us within the canvas. She reveals herself to be Evanescia, who seems to know a lot about the Phantasmoon Games and doesn't allow us to ask very many questions, and the fact that we are represented from a comic book. For some reason, she's able to grant us a mask of elation, and immediately we are part of the games as a contestant, before we wake up on the school grounds to Sparkle, who warns us that March 7th and Welt are still in danger. The Trailblazer immediately reaches out to Himiko and requests some aid. Himiko, who is conversing with Pearl at this stage, makes up an excuse and immediately leaves to help us.